distorted child's voice. Our flashlights die. Fuck, these are fresh batteries. Aw blasts over the radio before it beeps that it's dead. Help. We both sit in the forest and wait for our eyes to adjust to the darkness. BTW, I went to Ranger School around 2006 for a promotion. Help. I pull out my SIG 226, 9mm if you want to know. I whisper, let's move up. We move up about 200 feet. Help. Start to hear a soft buzzing. I hear actual crying about 500 feet to my front. Help me, Anon. I look to my left and my brother is right beside me. Why did you call for help? That was not me, but it said your name. Help me, Anon. Move up, bro. I whisper. Getting closer to the crying. Right on top of the crying. The girl is in a dried creek bed. Bloody and cut up. I jump into the creek bed. She whispers to me, they are watching us. Hey Anon. Something is up here with me. Run, bro, if you have to. Help me. I hear my bro start booking it back to the tree line, and now in my mind I hear help and a buzzing. I cannot climb out of the creek bed because it's about 10 feet up. Walk with one hand holding my pistol and the other holding the girl. Hearing leaves move above the creek bed. Start hearing a clicking noise. Hear something drop behind me. Turn around real fast and it's a rock. Turn around again and hear help. Start booking it to a place where I can run up the creek bed. Clicking sounds are falling behind me. Still hear running behind me. Run about 500 feet down, run up the creek bed. Start running towards the tree line. An orange ball of light flies past me. I start to hear running towards the front of me and I see 10 flashlights and I start running towards them and notice they are 10 deputies with AR-15s. Come on and on. I am running the fastest I have ever ran in my fucking life. Help. Reach the line with the deputies with the AR-15 south and their lights start to fail and their radios beep, and then the night goes dark and a humming goes over us and blocks the stars. More than 6 orange balls fly up towards the craft and it speeds away right as 2 F-16s fly over. We all walk towards the squad cars and hear a helicopter on the horizon and it flies over and places a spotlight where we were, and 3 DHS SUVs pull up. Blah blah, Patriot Act blah blah. They have those little radiator detectors and they beep when they scan us with them, and they run towards the forest and begin looking. Go through SOP and make it home at 8 AM and crack open a nice cold RC and rest, but only for a short time. My wife and I had 2 children and ended up leaving me for a banker in Oklahoma City. B 2014, living in a nice trailer in the country on my family's ranch and still working at the sheriff's department. B, one night I am watching some shitty late night variety show. Hear a knocking on a window. I didn't hear anyone drive up. Grab SIG. Check window and nothing is there. Power goes out. Shit.jpg. I got some Gen 3 night vision goggles from the Federal Police Aid Program and I kept them because we had no use for them. Put them on, my dark robe turns green. Walk to my room and put on boots and find a kin silencer for my SIG. Gonna fucking end this. Quietly make my way outside. It's eerily quiet. Check my perimeter. Change things up and go the other way. Knock knock from the other side of the trailer. Make my way quietly toward the other side. See gray man trying to peek in my window. Yell help me. Thing looks at me and screeches and starts to run off. I give chase, not thinking to fire at it. Full of anger. Been fucking with my life for the past almost 20 years. This motherfucker can run, speed up as I attempt to catch up to it. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Creature is running towards the ranch house. I see the outside lights of the house as the hill comes into view. Odd, my house is without power. Running toward the creature and all of a sudden it runs under security light and blinds me. Take off my night vision goggles and try to readjust, start to see spots in my vision. Fucking shit. Vision comes back and I am looking at the pool. The creature is looking back at me. Feel my pockets and feel a baton. I flick it out. Walk toward the pool. If I lay one lick on you, You better never come back. Those empty soulless eyes just stare back at me and I hear buzzing and my nose bleeding. Extend baton. Walk towards creature. Whack whack. Land two on its head and it lets out this blood-curdling scream. Then I kick it into the pool. Hear it struggling to keep above water as it slowly swims toward the stairs. Walk to the stairs and spit in its face. Land one good whack on its head again and then feel a burning in my body and hear a buzzing. The lights go out and I cannot move. 4 creatures show up and drag the wounded one away. The craft flies off and I collapse my baton and hear my dad running down the steps. And are you okay? Yep. Walk home. Sleep. Fast forward to 2016. I am now remarried and still working at the sheriff's, but we have had no odd cases reported in 2 years. Also, I will post Polaroids in a few days once I find them to back my story up. Hi/X/ long time lurker, first time posting here. Anyone interested in Far East spooky stuff? Be me, German descent. Parents moved to Korea before I was born. Because of dad going on business trips all the time plus general parental conflict, Korean friends' family pretty much raised me as their own. New family is crazy superstitious, which is weird since most of the country now believes in Christianity. Live in the mountains with Korean family for most of my childhood, then moved to the city around high school age. I honestly didn't even consider all this to be creepy. It was just a part of life to me. Recently I moved to the US and whenever I mention stuff that happened in my childhood my new friends lose their shit. I guess I'll post a few and see if you guys might be interested. Here's a little background. Korean foster family is from North Korea. They all came down during the Korean War. Superstitious grandfather, Christian grandmother, both maternal parents friends with my parents who always wanted to get the fuck out of the mountains, daughter who's my age and was pretty much my only friend. Grandfather is the patriarch and what he says, goes. This includes all sorts of weird traditional ceremonies and rituals, and a lot of creepy hiking fishing trips. Generally a pretty chill family, lots of conflict about grandfather's superstitious bullshit though, and you can kinda see the mom kinda losing her mind over the years for some unknown reason. Live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, you have to drive like 30 minutes to reach the nearest town. Sorry if this is all jumbled, this is my first time rationally looking back and writing it down. If there's anything I can do to make it better, do tell me. This is about a ritual we used to do a few times every year. Apparently there are families in the city that also perform it, but none of my other Korean friends have gone through quite what I was used to. On the death day of his ancestors, grandfather sets up a mini shrine and prepares a shitload of food. It has to be arranged according to color and size. After setting up the food on special tables in the living room, grandfather reads a handwritten letter generally following the lines of "Everyone misses you, rest well, please take this offering of food in peace," and burns it. He sometimes adds a line about me, something like "Please excuse the blonde boy, we are taking care of him," as the ritual is usually only performed by the family. Everyone takes turn bowing in a special ceremonial way. When everyone is done bowing, grandfather turns off all lights, and everyone hides in the kitchen for about half an hour. You always have to clear your throat before walking out again. To not startle the ancestors, grandfather says. Food is partially eaten, utensils are dirty, and the seat cushions are warm. This one time when I was about 6, the mom got tired of making the specific dishes. They're time consuming as fuck, since they take up the whole day if not more, and replace them with easier ones. Grandfather flies into a rage, but we don't have time to redo everything. Do you realize what you've done and all that? Finish bowing and hide in the kitchen. Hear rattling and banging from the living room. The kids get shitless, so me and the daughter hold on to the grandfather while he swears under his breath. An hour later the noise stops. Grandfather clears his throat, goes outside, turns on the light. The dishes are overturned, candles are out, something that looks like either dried blood or watery fecal matter, can't remember, is strewn on the shrine. The mom always made the correct dishes from then on. Fucking nine-tailed foxes, man. These bastards are creepy as shit, but the media now portrays them as some kind of big-titted cutie pie furry's wet dream. B13 sorry in advance about the stories not being in time order. No porn or anything in the fucking mountains, but discovered how to jerk it. One day I go into the mountains with daughter, we'll call her Jin, to find some mushrooms. Bring one of the family Jindo dogs just to be safe, those fuckers are protective as hell. Having a good time and fucking around when Ogu the Jindo starts to bark like crazy. We see a teenage-looking girl, just kinda standing there. Wearing old-fashioned clothes, pick kinda related, but since this is a rural area think nothing of it. Go say hi. Glad we found someone else around our age. New girl says her family moved into the empty plot about 15 minutes away. Ogu is still barking at her, but we brush it off, he's just being protective. Hang out with her for a bit. She keeps touching me, commenting on my hair and eyes, saying I'm exotic and cute. Totally gonna get laid. JPEG. The sun starts going down, so we ask her if she wants to come over and have dinner with us. No, but only Anon can come over to my place and see my room if he wants. It's getting dark and brother instincts kick in, so I tell the new girl I'll drop by later and take Jin home. Fucking cocklick, pissed off as hell. Later tell grandfather what happened. Idiot boy, the empty plot isn't for sale. He tells us to take a Jindo wherever we go from then on. We meet her a few times later that week. She progressively gets more and more seductive. Dogs bark at her, so just go home. We just ran home and told grandfather what happened. A few days later Ogu brings home a fox he killed. Never see the girl again. Basically nine-tailed foxes, Gumiho shapeshift into women whose corpses they eat. They seduce and kill men, whose livers they eat. Once they eat 1,000 livers they turn into real humans, or something. Forgot pic. See pic related. Grandfather said there are two types of ghosts: Yuryong, which are just docile spirits, and Guishin, which are malicious spirits that usually just want closure. There was a small lake near where we lived. Grandfather always told us to take a white Jindo when we went near the lake, as there was a Guishin who lived there. Guishin who live in bodies of water are called real Guishin, but this one was also a Chunai Guishin, a virgin who had been wronged. Occasionally, from far away, you can make out a youngest-looking woman who looks soaked as hell just sitting on the dock. Always thought she looked lonely and sad, instead of angry. She didn't do much but kinda hissed almost like a cat and disappeared whenever she saw the white Jindo. His name was Jingu. This one time when I'm about 9 I got brave and walked out to the lake. Still pretty far away, but I can see the Guishin sitting on the dock again. Being the oddest I am, I call out something like, "Lady, are you okay?" Guishin gets up, starts walking toward me. When I say walking, it was more like a cross between walking and gliding, kinda like when you stand still and look at someone going through one of those moving runways in an airport. Anyways, the Guishin keeps coming closer and suddenly I realize that I forgot to bring a white Jindo. Oh shit. The Guishin is close as hell now and I can see that her facial features are all kinda blacked out and melted all together, like ink mixing in water. I scream. She screams too, but stops when I stop making noise and sort of